What is the document?
It's the Declaration of Authority and Assignment that Donald Trump signed off this year on September 30th, saying that I have a right to practice my sovereignty. Because we had an issue by you saying that I don't have individual sovereignty, and the declaration that Trump signed September 30th said that I do.
This defendant doesn't just challenge the court's authority. He claims Donald Trump personally gave him sovereignty. According to him, a document Trump supposedly signed grants him diplomatic immunity, makes him a foreign sovereign, and strips this court of jurisdiction altogether. The judge listens patiently, but as you'll see, invoking Trump doesn't stop the case from moving forward.
Good morning, Mr. Pierce.
Good morning.
How are you?
All right.
Good. It's been a minute. I'm going to try it again. Your mom has been calling saying, where's discovery? And my staff explained that I tried before to give it to you, but we got a little sideways on some other things. This is the discovery in your case. Although the bag you brought in looks like it's got a whole lot of stuff. That's not discovery in there?
No.
That's your legal research, et cetera?
Yeah, a lot of issues and stuff I need to discuss with you.
Okay.
And I have some documents and stuff I need to give you too. But my problem is I was supposed to be getting notarized today. All last week I've been trying to get my documents notarized, and the notary haven't been at the jail. So
Okay.
I was going to mail it out last week, but I'm still I had my family called in the jail and asking them why haven't they came up and notarized my document that my family brought to the jail for me to sign and notarize.
Yeah.
So I'm having issues with that. But I was supposed to be sending to you, the DA, and the court clerk certified mail, but
Okay.
they haven't notarized any of my stuff.
Well, we'll wait on it. I mean, if you need it notarized, you should get it notarized. I don't know how frequently the notary comes, but that's different from you getting the discovery. So I'm gonna give this to Deputy Gordon. He's gonna add it to your big old bag there, but this is all of the paper discovery. And I say paper because there may well be some video, whatnot, but as you're reading through that, if you identify that there is, video or audio discovery and you want to watch it or listen to it, you just need to let me know. We'll bring you over here so you can watch it or listen to it.
Okay.
All right.
And I want to discuss about the recusal, and by you denying my recusal on ground that my recusal affidavit wasn't notarized, and I had the counselor email you and tell you that he in fact notarized my recusal.
So the one I have isn't notarized. So I ruled on what I got. I did not receive a notarized anything.
Reason being because the counselor Glenn, his notary is not the ink stamp. It was the press the engraving in the paper. So when you send the copy, when you get a copy, because my copy didn't have it on it either, but it was in fact notarized.
Okay.
And I had counsel. I even documented his book when he notarized it and everything. I had him email you to in fact show you that if you put the original document, it was notarized.
Okay, could be. You're welcome to renew your motion if you want to, but the one that I received wasn't notarized. At least I couldn't tell that it was notarized. You've helped me understand that maybe there was some kind of one of those, I think they call it embossed.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah, but that wasn't evident from what you submitted. So if you want to file other things, you're welcome to do that.
Is no way you can put the original document and see that it was notarized?
Where would the original document be?
With the court clerk. I sent it to her, then I got to understand, she's not going to file no affidavit if it wasn't notarized.
Okay. No, she's going to file whatever you give her. That's their job.
Because I have sent the document before or affidavit and it wasn't notarized. She sent it back saying that it wasn't notarized, and I had to get it notarized and sent it back.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I will see if there's an original. I just usually see electronic things, but if they've got a paper version, I can take a look at it.
Yeah, because he said the counsel said the reason he do that stamp because they can't copyright it or something. He said, so he do the engraved one, the stamp inside the paper.
Yeah.
And it's not the ink. It is not the ink kind.
Okay. All right.
Is it where I can still give you a copy of my document even though they're not notarized?
What is the document?
It's the Declaration of Authority and Assignment that Donald Trump signed off this year September 30th, saying that I have a right to practice my sovereignty. Because we had an issue by you saying that I don't have individual sovereignty. And the declaration that Trump signed September 30th said that I do. I have documented my legal notice and demand saying that I have the status of a foreign diplomat, which means I have a foreign sovereign, which means I have a foreign sovereign immunity, which is a law that the United States adopted with all the other countries, which say that only way I'm not immune from the court, federal or state jurisdiction is when they're seeking money damages for personal injury or death, which also proves that I do have individual sovereignty. I have my acknowledgement and acceptance of all charges requesting different information that I'm asking for. I have my common copyright notice that says that the courts are in breach of my common law copyright notice because my name is copyrighted and trademarked, and there's remedies for breach that I have to give to the courts also.
Okay. Why do you think any of those things require an affidavit that's notarized?
Because let me show you.
You don't need to show me anything. You're doing a good job of just describe, because the things you're describing, I've seen some of that stuff before, but it doesn't usually come with an affidavit. But if you think it needs an affidavit and the affidavit needs to be notarized, then now wouldn't be the time to get that to me. You should wait till the notary makes the rounds.
She's supposed to came today, and by me being here, probably going to delay it.
Oof.
Because I have a time for this one document, this acceptance and acknowledgement acceptance paper. We have a deadline for y'all to respond to my paperwork. So I still want to be able to give it to you, and I'll just still send it in the mail.
Okay.
35 mail or whatever. I wish the DA is Adam Abate here?
He's right here.
Hold on. This is for you. I got your name on this. You see it's still got the stamps on it.
I see it's got the stamps on it. Why don't you just give it to Deputy Gordon? He'll get it to where it needs to be.
Well, yeah, I just get copied and send a certified copy.
Okay, will it go into for it to be something that Mr. Abadi or I need to work on, it needs to also go to the clerk and get in the document?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to the clerk.
Just
I
send it
got
to
the
the clerk?
copy in there too, I just didn't put it out.
Okay, make sure they get to the clerk.
Because I know you had wrote that, and I also appeared at the order of you establishing jurisdiction, which you put out 3 days later after you denied my motion to recuse. But I feel like I know for a fact that that's against the law, because you're supposed to cease to act on the merits of the case when I filed my recusal and grant my recusal because it was in fact notarized. So you should have never filed the order establishing jurisdiction because I was supposed to be in the signing of the judge.
Well, that's why I need to go see if there's an embossed affidavit out there.
And
If there's not,
last time we was in court, you said you were going to pause the plea arraignment, and that's nothing. You got me on the trial cam, but I'm really still at my plea arraignment stage, because the last time I was in court, April the 1st, you said you were going to pause the plea arraignment because remember you asked me about the issues that I had in court. You asked me why I didn't file motions on these grounds, and I said I did. Then you looked in the computer, you seen that, you said you didn't see it, and I pulled the stamp copy out that the court clerk stamped and filed in the office. Then you said, you apologized to me and said you're going to get the state to time to respond to my motion, and you were going to make your ruling. The state never responded to my motion. You still made your ruling when the state never responded to it.
I don't have to wait on the state if they don't
But what you
respond.
said in court, Mr. Bedford, Judge Bedford, Your Honor?
So they have a chance to respond, but if they don't, I don't have to wait on them, and I didn't wait on them. But let me look one thing up. You said one thing that makes me a little concerned, and then I want you to spend some time with that discovery, because we are moving your case along. You're not going to sit there forever just waiting for trial.
Well, if you still haven't established jurisdiction, this law state that
I'm real good with jurisdiction.
The case did not proceed until you establish jurisdiction. You can't establish jurisdiction if the Foreign Sovereign Immunity Act state that I'm immune from the state and federal jurisdiction. How can you have a jurisdiction on me if it said that I'm immune from the state and federal jurisdiction? Only time I'm not immune from state and federal jurisdiction when they are seeking money damages for personal injury or death.
You'll just have to watch.
And I filed motions on these grounds also. Then to add to that, Your Honor, the United States Constitution Amendment 5 states that no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment. Your Honor, he never said that I can be arrested and charged with an affidavit for arrest. It said I can be charged is on a presentment or an indictment. A presentment is a notice to the grand jury of the charges that they have investigated. They're supposed to take the information that they investigated, present it to a grand jury. They were supposed to indict me, then put out an affidavit for my arrest warrant. That's violating my Fifth Amendment rights.
Okay.
And anytime the state violates the law to secure a warrant, they have to dismiss these charges. And I have the motion that I filed. I have examples of where Donald Trump, they investigated him, they indicted him, then he had to turn himself right here in Fulton County. And the equal protection of law state that what you do to one person, you got to do to all individuals, no matter the personal class. So that's a violation of my rights, Your Honor.
Well, fortunately for you, there are courts where you can challenge that if you feel like we haven't been doing it the right way here. But I'm not finding that you were arraigned. arraigned. We've had lots of conversations.
I done been to 4 different plea arrangements, Your Honor. And I was still at my plea arrangement trying to get you, remember you were trying to get me to plead not guilty, and I said, I cannot plead not guilty because that'll be me consenting to the court's jurisdiction.
Maybe that's what happened. You don't have to enter a plea. If you say I'm not entering a plea, then I enter the plea of not guilty for you, but it doesn't.
I disagree with that.
I understand and you're entitled to disagree. I feel pretty confident that the law lets me do that, but if I'm wrong, there are smarter judges that you'll get to, and you can try to convince them that that's not how it's supposed to work. But that being said, I'm gonna have to talk with my team about that. Do you want to do arraignment today?
No, I don't, because the case cannot proceed until you establish jurisdiction. You can't try to proceed with my case when you still haven't established jurisdiction. You filed an order claiming to establish jurisdiction when you wasn't supposed to cease to act upon the merits of my case.
I had already denied the motion to recuse.
On the ground that you never had, Your Honor.
Well, I'm gonna go look, like you said.
Fact notarized.
You told me that, and so I'm gonna go check. And so if we need to unwind all that, we can unwind all that. We can do this again. You're the one who's got all the time in the world. So you're going to sit tight.
And this declaration of authority and service is evident. The declaration of authority is Donald Trump just signed, and it has a signature on it that he signed. It's in that package that he signed September 30th. Prove that I have diplomatic immunity.
Okay. I look forward to you getting him in here as a witness, explaining how he has anything to do.
I even asked you to subpoena the governor of Brian Kemp to court to testify to these facts. I asked you to subpoena the Secretary of Washington, D.C. out to these facts, and motion that you denied on ground that you didn't have. I've been asking for these things, Your Honor, to prove my issue, my arguments in court, but you still denied me these rights to due process.
Okay. All right, you've got discovery. Please take that with you. I'm going to figure out the arraignment situation, and I'll see if there is this embossed affidavit connected with the motion to recuse that you filed. And if there is, then we'll need to work through your motion to recuse in a different way. If there's not, then the docket is exactly how it should be. I denied it because there was not a notarized affidavit.
It was notarized.
Okay, well, you say so, but I got to find it. If it's not with the clerk, then it wasn't notarized.
Okay. Another thing, this public servant question that I needed, is the public servant is on the Secretary of State website. It's a legal document, and it's basically states that anytime a public servant interact with a private American, these documents have to be answered and filled out before you can even ask any questions of me. So this is also part of the documentation also.
Okay, it's in this envelope?
Yes.
Okay, well, then I've got it now. So I'll take a look at it. But step one is I got to go look in the clerk's file to see if there is an embossed affidavit. And if there is, then we will proceed accordingly. If there's not, then trial's coming up. So make sure you look through that discovery. All right? Have a good holiday.
I'm still getting the appeal that I filed on those, the recusal and the established jurisdiction, I'm still waiting to hear from them, right? And I also state that, if I have an appeal pending, my case is still stuck in one spot. You're still trying to proceed with my case when I have appealed two orders that you established, and I put my notice of appeal, both of them is pending. So why am I you're still trying to proceed with my case?
What are you doing with the appeal? Have you filed anything? Have you filed your brief?
I'm waiting for the Supreme Court to ask for my briefing.
Have they told you that?
I
it's
have
been
a copy
documented?
right here also where.
I don't want any more papers. It'll be in the docket, and so I'll take a look. But you're right, if your case is with the Supreme Court, then I guess you'll sit tight until they rule on it. And then if they grant you relief, we'll figure out what to do. If they deny you relief, then you will have been our guest for that many more months.
Another thing I would like to add to the record too, it was a fire at Forsyth County Jail September the 12th. I'm pretty sure y'all heard about it.
Heard a little bit.
Yes, I was, I probably had my mom call and tell you about it. I was the orderly on the floor. So the sergeant that was on the floor, he froze up. I then snatched the fire extinguisher out of his hand, ran in the dome full of fire. The ceiling was on fire and everything and got right up on this fire with a fire extinguisher that was empty. I went in this dome 3 different times and all 3 fire extinguishers were empty. The fire sprinklers never worked it. And then I collapsed and fell out and got rushed to the hospital for smoke ventilation.
How are you doing now? A little better?
Yeah, it's like now that I breathe, like my lungs, like they burning a little bit.
Yeah.
And I breathe, and I have shortage of breath since then.
Well, I appreciate you trying to do the right thing. It's too bad those fire extinguishers were empty. That's not helpful. 3 of them.
It's a lawsuit. Okay. And I'm in the process of filing a lawsuit now on those issues.
Okay.
Because I feel like how y'all get paid for this every day to be trained for this, and you freeze up. The officer in the boot, the officer in the tower, she left them locked in the dorm, and I took it upon myself, like, come on, they locked in there, I had to do something. So I basically put my life on the line to try to save 120, 30 other inmates.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. I had heard that you did some heroic stuff, and I'm glad you weren't more injured than the smoke inhalation and stuff like that. So thank you. All right. I will go to the clerk's office today or tomorrow, and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Be safe. No more fires.
I'm kidding. I didn't say it.
I know you didn't. I'm not saying you did.
Yeah, you kidding.
You got it all? You're gonna need a new bag. So you're gonna need a new bag.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye. Any chance you have done anything with the Baker side of that case?
Not resolved it yet.
Okay.
Spoken with Miss Cabrera. We haven't reached cause they act pretty in sync.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for Mr. Baker.
Okay.
But there is no affidavit that was notarized. So I have the copy he sent and then the copy that's filed with the court. There's for the clerk. Just
I looked at the order letting him represent himself, and I thought that would say that's when you were arraigned, but I need to have something in the docket that shows he's arraigned so that that's not a toehold for some appellate issue later.
I know you attempted to. He obstructed that.
But I can still go ahead and do it. I mean, he can say, I'm not entering a plea. Great, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. But I need to get an indictment then that I've signed, and he can refuse to sign it, but that we at least get that in the record.
And I'm gonna file a 404B motion today as relates to the armed robbery he pled guilty to. when he believed that Fulton County had jurisdiction over him a few years ago.
Okay.